Hello, everyone. My name is Dani Blasco, and I will be presenting the session about trends in smart tourism for outdoor hospitality. So the contents of this session are as follows. First of all, I will go through the general trends in the tourism industry, and then I will look at the trends in smart tourism specifically, and then I will look at the trend in outdoor hospitality, and I will finally end up with a number of questions for further discussion and reflection. So I like to say that most of the contents in this presentation come from this report. This report was required by the European Parliament at the end of the year 2018, just before COVID, and there was a number of researchers from different universities working in this report, and I was a member of the team. So most of the contents for the before COVID come from this report, and then the contents from after COVID come mainly from the academic literature. So this report that we worked for the European Parliament finally summarized the trends in the tourism industry, as you can see in this slide. So first of all, tourists are seeking for more and more authentic experiences. They are not willing to have the traditional old tourism products and services. They really want to experience something real and authentic. And there is also another trend related with generations and generational changes, because millennials and Z generations, they are becoming more and more important in the tourism industry, and they have different patterns for traveling and for organizing their tourism experiences. They are more independent, they use more technology, and they are also more familiar with social media and so on. So this is something that the industry has to take into account as well. And also niche markets. There's a growing trend in different niches traveling and asking for specific services that are giving solutions, or that are in line with their desires. And this is a trend that is also expected that will grow in the next years. Also, travelers are more responsible and sustainable. They are more aware of the climate change. This is something that is actually not so recent. It has been already quite a few years that the sustainability and the climate change are important. But there's also new things coming up. For example, the flying shame trend. This is people uh, not taking flights because they are conscious of the environmental impact of flying, and these people even criticizing people who use flights because of the same reason. So that's something coming up as well. And finally, the over tourism and tourism phobia trend. This is something that has been around for a few years already, especially in urban crowded destinations. It stopped a little bit for a while during COVID times, but yeah, it seems that after COVID it's coming up again with a lot of energy, and it has to do with locals criticizing and behaving in an unfriendly way with tourists, because they feel that they are not so comfortable anymore in their cities because there's too many tourists around. So that would be basically the general trends in tourism. Now, regarding the trends after COVID, what we can see in the literature is that there have been a number of things going on. There is a change in the order of threats. That means that while before the main threats for tourists were terrorism and natural disasters, now there's a new threat which has actually become the most important threat, which is the health issues. And also, health is one of the new priorities for tourists. They want to know that the destination where they travel is going to be taking care of their health. So they want to see that the destination is prepared, and they want to have vaccinations. They want to have insurances in terms of health and so on. So this is also a new priority coming up after COVID. And then the avoiding crowds, seeking for nature, seeking for less busy places, not so many city tourism, too crowded cities anymore, and more traveling to open nature and so on. Another important trend is traveling closer and avoiding traveling to longer distances. Traveling closer and using tourism facilities closer to your residence. That's also something that has been coming up after COVID. And having more flexibility policies in front of the non-refundability policies. This is something that tourists appreciate very much as well. They want to know that they will get their money back in case they have to cancel last minute their tourism packages. And so, regarding the trends in smart tourism, we can actually divide them into three broad areas. So, destinations, the industry, and the tourists themselves. So, destinations are using lots of technological solutions in order to get more information about the behavior of the tourists, and in order to create knowledge and intelligence and strategies in their destinations. So they're using big data, they're using artificial intelligence and other technologies for these purposes. Also, the industry is using lots of technology in order to deliver more advanced services to tourists. So, for example, P2P platforms are linking the industry with the tourists directly. Internet of Things is helping to create a new advanced services as well as virtual reality, augmented reality, mixed reality, and so on. And regarding the tourists, they are mobile. They are using their telephone devices, their mobile phones. That is something that we all know. They're using it all the time, and they also use P2P platforms to get directly in contact with the industry. So, and these are the trends in the outdoor hospitality found in the literature. There are more campers than ever, so more people is willing to go camping because of COVID. But these people, these campers, they ask for more and more sustainable and eco-friendly practices. This is not new, but it's becoming more and more important. Also, something that's not new, but it's becoming more important is the contact with the nature and having active holidays with lots of activities, with sports and so on. And new generations coming in camping. Traditionally, camping was used mostly by elder generations, but now millennials and Generation Z are also willing to go camping. So that is also very important. And also remote work friendly practices in the camping industry. More and more people are traveling for long periods of time, and then they are mixing leisure experiences together with remote working experience, like digital nomads, for example. So for these people, they need access to internet. They need to plug their laptops and their cell phones. They need to be connected. And finally, the niche markets that were also mentioned in the previous slides. They are also becoming important in the outdoor hospitality. So, for example, glamping, pet friendly, and so on. And the four questions to finish with would be the following. Which one do you think that will be the main trend for the next 5 years, and for the next 10 years, and for the next 25 years? And why do you think that every year there are more campers than the previous one? And why do you think that COVID-19 outbreak seems to have accentuated some traditional trends in outdoor recreation such as sustainability? And why do you think that the term smart tourism always relates to high-tech solutions? Thank you very much for your attention. Goodbye.